third quarter of 2025. I call the meeting of the Board of Directors of Redox OS to order. When I state your name, please acknowledge your presence. I'm Ron Williams, I'm present. Jeremy Solar.
Present.
Alberto Souza.
Present.
Matthew John Robert.
Present.
We have a quorum. So in early August, we elected a new board member, Matthew John Roberts, who will be joining us as a director. I'd like to repeat the election in a board meeting just to formalize it. Can I get a nomination for director?
I nominate Matthew John Roberts for director.
Seconded.
Matthew John Roberts has been nominated and seconded for director. Are there any other nominations? All those in favor of Matthew John Roberts for director say aye. Those opposed say no.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Matthew John Roberts is elected to the position of director. Welcome. First point of order, the minutes from the last meeting. So the minutes have been provided to you. Are there any corrections? If there's no corrections, the minutes are approved as distributed. Can I get a motion to discuss our financial status?
Moved.
Seconded.
Okay, the 2024 financial report has been delayed just because I'm busy with other things. The financial report is not required for any purpose other than we might need it in the future. But there's a bunch of accounts that I was not tracking properly in the past, and I've gathered all the data for them now. I just need to go back and get through reconciling everything. There's no issues. Our current bank balance is $19,846.43 US. We have a Bitcoin balance of slightly over 0.008 Bitcoin, which is about $917. We have an Ethereum balance of $680 equivalent, USDC balance of 2,200 USDC, which is approximately 2,200 US dollars. And we have RAD coin, 1,642 RAD, which is equivalent to about $1,013. The RAD coin was worth quite a bit more previously. It dropped off and is kind of holding steady right now at that level. Our Teespring balance is $130.75. And our credit card balance is $2,365.20, and that's debt. There's a 6,000 euro grant, or a portion of a grant from NLNet that's ready for me to claim. That's for work that has been done on the signals, the testing portion of the signals. And there's another 3,000 euros in work that's it's still waiting to be finalized, so it's not complete yet. Are there any questions or comments about the financial status? Can I get a motion to talk about development status?
Moved.
Seconded.
So I'll just be describing the state of the funded work. We appreciate the contributions of our volunteers, but that's outside the scope of the nonprofit. So I'll just be talking about the work that's covered by grants and amounts paid by Redox, paid by the nonprofit. So we've hired a part-time build engineer, and I'd like to welcome Wilden Mubarak to the team. Wilden will be paid for now from our existing funds, and Jeremy has past donations from prior to the formation of the nonprofit that can be used to support the paid position for the longer term. We have not yet found a full-time developer. I was trying to find both a full-time developer and 1 or 2 people that can be paid from grants, but the approach that I'm using hasn't been working very well, partly because the situation with grants is always going to be murky, and that's kind of making the job description a little bit vague and uncertain, and I think we need to improve that. One of the things that I'm uncertain about is the idea that we want to see developers contribute to Redox before we're prepared to hire them. That's sort of a soft requirement, but it seems to be entering the discussion with everyone that is a potential hire. And so I would like to revisit that and figure out how to word that or present that, and get that updated in the monthly report for September. So I'll be talking to you more about that in the next day or two. Regarding the Summer of Code projects, one of the Summer of Code projects seems to have just evaporated. The person that was working on it did some work and then has not contacted me since. It's been several weeks. That person was going to port SpiderMonkey. I'm just going to mute my video here. That person was going to port SpiderMonkey and potentially Servo. There was some minor progress, but nothing that I've heard about in several weeks. So I'm going to assume that that project is not going forward and that money will not be spent. Ibuki's Summer of Code project was completed successfully. All the payments for that have been made, and Ibuki is now working on an NLNet funded project for capabilities, along with 4LDO2. There's another Summer of Code project that's still underway, and I'm going to be revisiting the deliverables for that project. I'm not certain if it will meet 100% of the objectives. I'm going to assume for now that that will be that will end up being paid in full, but I need to evaluate that further. There's another NLNet project aside from the capabilities project. There's another NLNet funded project for ring buffer IO. Ellen has written an RFC that needs further review. 4LDO2 is supporting that project as well. He's not quite as involved in that project as the capabilities work, but he is supporting that. I would appreciate, Jeremy, if you could have a look at the ring buffers RFC and provide any feedback you might have, and just sync up with 4LDO2 and make sure that you're all on the same page with that.
Okay.
I've applied for a larger grant from NLNet. They were fairly positive on the grant, but the grant's on hold now. For now, rather than refusing the grant, they've kept it in the pipeline, so they'll be revisiting it hopefully in the next month or so. The focus of the grant has changed. It was originally for containerization for Redox as a host, and based on their input, they're more comfortable with Redox, first of all, being a container running in QEMU on the server as a way of running applications more safely. So I've converted the proposal to focus more on that. Although a lot of the functionality that's covered in the proposal is something that would be valuable in other circumstances. One of the things that they're very keen on is having Redox be available to absorb people who would otherwise be contributing to Rust for Linux. I think that's something that we need to be aware of on an ongoing basis, that we need to do what we can to publicize the fact that we're kind of open for business for anybody that is interested in contributing to Rust for Linux, but finding it difficult to fit in there. And I think that Jeremy's recent presentation at RustConf has been, you know, a big benefit there. And I'm hoping that once we get that that video from RustConf and get that posted and published and make that available, that we can continue to promote Redox in that light. Okay, is there any questions about development status? Okay, next thing is to just discuss action items. Can I get a motion to discuss the previous action items?
Moved.
Seconded.
So the following action items have been previously identified, and I'll just call them out. And if you have something to report about them, please let me know. So with respect to the 2025 development plan, that was a little bit delayed, but we now have development priorities news post, which covers 2025 and 2026, focusing on both Redox being hosted in QEMU, Redox hosting other container types, and containerization, and Redox as a desktop environment and a development environment. And I think as far as the team priorities, the self-hosted Redox, the ability to build Redox on Redox is the one of our key priorities. And we have also discussed having an upcoming Redox Summer of Code project in the winter, because it's a person from south of the equator that's going to focus on that. So anyway, we can mark that item as done. In addition, there's an action item on me to try and coordinate contributors better. So we've created a room for discussions about accessibility, and there is some collaboration there. We have not yet tried to organize an actual team project. I still need to try and set up a GitLab project for some particular topic, and I'm open to suggestions about that. But again, I'm still very busy with NLNet work and other related activities. Okay, the website has been an action item for a long time. Wilden has updated our homepage with a no JavaScript responsive design. So that's very much appreciated. I think there's like one little bit of JavaScript for copy paste, but that's about it. I think there's a bunch of other links that we would like to have on the homepage. Right now, a lot of the information that we want people to be able to see is in news posts, and I think we want to get careers posting, more information about governance, more readily accessible from the homepage and so on. So I need to get in and review that and make suggestions about how to do that. We have an action item for the Redox trademark, which would be based on the Cosmic approach to managing a trademark. That's an action item on you, Jeremy. Anything to report there?
No, but it wouldn't take long to do.
Okay. I'm just leaving that with you when you get to it. The 2024 financials, that's an action item on me and Jeremy. I still need to go back and work through that. Are there any other action items? Anything else that we want to add to the list? Okay. I'm just gonna call for new business. So any topic that you feel like we should be discussing in the board meeting, now is the time to suggest anything. Okay. So I'd like to propose the following agenda for the next board meeting to take place no later than December 31st, to approve the minutes of this meeting, to have a report on fundraising and a report on development, to report on the action items. And if there's no further business, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Move it.
Seconded.
It's moved and seconded that we adjourn. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no.
Aye.
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 The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned.